All right, let's take another look at our egg carton fractions. Okay, so we're going to be using this page. It says 12 egg carton fractions. All right, so if you used this one earlier, we're going to flip it over and use the other side. Okay, so we're going to be building a couple fractions, and we're going to be kind of filling in our cartons with eggs, but not really real eggs. We're going to be shading some eggs in. All right, so what I want you to do is look at your first egg carton, and I want you to use your marker to shade in half of the eggs. So pause the video and then shade in half of the eggs in your carton. See how many different ways you might be able to shade that in, to shade in half of the eggs. Okay, so pause the video and take a few minutes to do that. All right, what were some ways that you shaded half? You could shade half of the eggs like this. There's half of my egg shaded. You could have shaded half of the eggs like this, half of my egg shaded. Did anyone shade their eggs like this? That is half of our eggs. There's 6 of them, 6 is half of 12. However, we want to make sure that when we're doing this in class, we want to make sure that all of our eggs are actually touching other eggs on the other sides of them. So we're not going to use this type of model in class, but you might have shaded it like this. Half and half, there's 6 on this side and 6 on that, or maybe something like this. If you notice, when we do it like this, both parts do look like they're equal sized. Okay, so all of those are different ways to show a half, but we're going to stick with the models where the eggs are touching each other on all sides when possible. All right, so that's 1/2. I'm just going to keep those 2 examples up at the top. Okay, let's see, that was 1/2. Let's see if we can shade 2/3 of the egg carton. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to draw and see if you can shade in 2/3 of your egg carton. Go ahead and give it a try. 2/3. So I'm going to go ahead and shade in 2/3 of my egg carton. Well, the first thing I need to do is make sure that I have my egg carton broken into thirds. That means I need 3 equal groups. So I'm going to draw 3 equal groups. Okay, they all have the same number of eggs, and then I'm going to color in, shade in 2 of those groups. So here's one way to show 2/3. I also could have made 2 equal groups like this. They don't look equal in size, but they're equal in the amount of eggs. 4 eggs, 4 eggs, 4 eggs, and I'm going to color in 2 of those groups. That could be another way to show 2/3. Another way, maybe I'm going to cut it this way, and I'm going to shade in 2/3. So there's a few different ways to have our equal groups shaded in to show different fraction amounts. Okay, so let's take a look at what some of these numbers represent. So here, when I look at the shaded eggs, those are representing my numerator in my fraction. That's the part. All of the eggs together, that's my whole. Okay, I have 12 eggs all together. That's my whole. That is going to be my denominator if I was talking about 12 eggs. But what my denominator is representing in these instances is how many parts I have broken my eggs into. So here I broke it into 3 equal parts. So here I have a 3 as my denominator. For the halves, I broke it into 2 equal parts. So my 2 is my denominator. So the denominator is the number of equal parts there are, and the numerator is how many are shaded in, how many we're talking about in that instance. So you're going to go ahead and start your attempt on this assignment, and you're going to be shading in different amounts of fractions. So remember, when you look at the fraction, the bottom number is what you really want to focus on when you're making your equal groups. That's how many equal parts you're going to make, and then the top number is how many you're going to be shading in of those.